What's up, y'all, man? Y'all know what time it is, man. Today we're going to be checking out Elvis Presley and the Black Community. That Echo Will Never Die. Now, obviously, I'm part of the Black community. You feel me? But I talked about in the MLK vid and in the Ghetto vid, I didn't really know how impactful Elvis was to our community. There's a whole, not only 2 songs where he talks about what he went through, you know what I'm saying? There's a whole 14-minute video to back it up, man. And I'm sure we're going to get into a lot of stuff in this video. And I'm still shocked about it. You know what I'm saying? I did not notice. But I'm excited to go down this journey, man. Not only just him and the Black community journey, but his music in general, man. I think he sounds great. Before we get started, man, Gaming channel link is in the description if you want to check that out. If you guys got other artists or songs or more Elvis music you want me to check out, let me know down below. Please subscribe if you enjoy. Let's get straight into it. Alrighty. I wonder if this is going to be
I thought he was a very beautiful, and still is, a very beautiful person, and his memory shall probably forever live on.
Well, you ain't nothing but a rabbit. You ain't no friend of mine.
There is no room in this city for the vulgar performances of Elvis Presley.
It's shocking. I watched him gyrate his legs and swivel his hips. And our parent-teachers group feels he should not be on television.
We've set up a 20-man committee to do away with this vulgar, animalistic, nigger rock and roll bop.
God damn!
Our committee will check with the restaurant owners.
Wait. I'm assuming they wasn't calling Elvis the N-word, bro. What the hell? That's something I often forget, bro. When I listen to these older songs, because I'm not saying I try to forget what people went through and the history and shit, but I often just don't think about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just enjoying good music. But I forget that, like, during these times when he was supporting the Black people and doing MLK tributes and stuff like that, that probably was extremely controversial. Like, there were a lot of people, especially a lot of white people, who were not happy about that. Like, and that's something I didn't even mention when I watched the MLK video or just even crossed my mind. Like, that's a whole nother. Now, I'm gonna like this video. This making me think about some shit.
And the cafes to see what Presley records is on their machines, and then ask them to do away with them.
You've learned anything from the criticism leveled at you?
No, I haven't.
You haven't, huh?
Because I don't feel that I'm doing anything wrong.
You ain't nothing but a hound dog. You cry all the time.
Rock and roll has got to go. And go it does at KWK. We're all through playing rock and roll records. This week is record-breaking week here at KWK. And after this week, no more rock and roll will be played on the air.
The obscenity and vulgarity of the rock and roll music is obviously a means by which the white man and his children can be driven to the level with a nigger. It is obviously nigger music.
Everybody mostly turned them down.
Oh, my goodness. Yo. Man, bro, the way they used to be talking is reckless, bro. Man, they was talking reckless, bro. I'm glad, man. I'm glad. I've never been called that, man. Even when I play Call of Duty on Black Ops, like Modern Warfare and shit, and I play those video games, and you know how some people know how they get in there. I've never been talked to like that, but geez, so I didn't know he did rock and roll. I thought he was kind of more popish, but I guess he's considered Elvis is considered rock.
The level with a nigger. It is obviously nigger music.
Everybody mostly turned him down. And because first thing, he had Negroes' ways. This is what they didn't really at that time. They didn't want to accept.
By Black performers, and he, in essence, because of at that particular time, the kind of backwards mental capability that many people had, as judging a person because of the color of their skin is somewhat still does exist. But back then it was worse, and he actually, because of him being a Caucasian brother, he was able to do away with that whole thing.
He's 77-year-old Early Wright, a disc jockey at radio station.
I'm going to tell y'all some more shit about me. Never heard a Stevie Wonder song. At least I don't think. And I don't even know who Al Green is at the start of the video. I didn't know who Al Green was. And I don't really know Stevie Wonder. I know him. He the guy who everybody say he blind, but he low-key might not be blind, and he might be faking that shit. But that's it, man. I really don't even know them two. I don't.
WROX in Clarksdale for 45 years.
If y'all believe me, check out some of that.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. How do you do? This is your soul man to be with you until I get through. I want you to stand by. Don't have no fear. Following Jay's show, should I play one like this one from out of here? Elvis Presley.
Elvis's songs still get good play on Wright's program among the blues, gospel, and jazz recordings that are its staples. It was almost 40 years ago when Elvis drove down to Clarksdale from Memphis with a record and asked him to play it.
And I had been playing his record.
Oh, wow.
And I had never seen him before. And I was amazed to see him. When he introduced himself to being Elvis Presley, then I went all to pieces over him. Then he and I started talking. I used to be the manager of a gospel group called the Four Star Quartet. And I could listen to a man sing a hymn. I could listen to a man sometime talk. I did that. And I could pick him out whether he could fit in my group. And talking to Elvis Presley, I could see a great future in him.
Damn, man. That is so dope, bro. That's crazy. So he was one of the first guys to really, like, in a way, kind of believe in Elvis and put him on his radio. That's dope, man. I'm learning a lot of shit right now, bro. I'm learning about a lot of shit. I still want to watch the movie, man, and I really want to check that out. And I wonder if they're gonna get into some of that stuff in the movie and some of that controversial stuff. I low-key might not be. Don't spoil it for me. Don't spoil it. Don't spoil it, man. Don't tell me. Actually, I don't even want to know that. Don't answer that. But I do want to check that shit out, man, because, I feel like more and more I watch this, the more shocked I am. Also, I was trying to say, if you guys want to see me check out some Stevie Wonder stuff or some Al Green stuff, let me know. I'll check it out. But so far, man, this is dope.
No accident that Wright recognized Elvis's strong gospel roots. Here at the East Trigg Baptist Church in Memphis, older members of the congregation remember Elvis joining in with the choir while in high school.
Hey.
These were rousing sessions led by the charismatic pastor, the Reverend W. Herbert Brewster.
Like most black people in the South, and to whose throat God has pressed down a harp of 1,000 strings, it only needed tuning. Elvis's voice was that type of voice that agreed with the thought of Calvary. He had that kind of bent and inclination and attitude that suggested that God could use him. I gave the music a different approach, a new beat. I knew that it wasn't going to hurt if I said, "Must Jesus bear the cross alone," whether I said with one beat, two beat, whether I said it high or low. And I told them, "Come on in here and put your stuff together."
Right.
They came in here, and it was a glorious experience, and Elvis was in that group.
Hey, that's probably one of the best, man. Look, that's probably one of the coolest things somebody could say to you. He basically is saying that he believed that Elvis was heaven sent and meant to do something amazing. Like that's really sweet, man. That's really sweet to hear something like that. That's awesome, man. So people, even when it's crazy to think that people, even when he was young, they saw the potential in him and they saw his talent, man. And that's dope, man. Elvis probably has been. I want to hear some of his younger stuff of him singing now. It's crazy to think he's been talented all his life, man. That's awesome, man. Everybody can see it.
Elvis came out with a style of his own, and it was very creative. And once he got into it, and you got that feel, Elvis just took off like a late freight. And with Elvis doing this kind of music, gave an injection to black music that no other artist had ever done.
It was like an earthquake in my neighborhood. The whole place was shaking when he came on. And I said, how did a person possess that kind of power? That it even comes off the TV and grab me in this ghetto neighborhood.
Elvis took my Tutti Frutti, and I was very disgusted. But by him singing it, he really made it bigger and made me bigger.
During those days, if it was a white artist doing something, they would just say, they don't like our blacks and we don't like them either. He's nothing but a copycat. But Elvis Presley, when he came on, chicks was screaming and going crazy, and it was just like any other neighborhood. And I said, this guy's got something going, man.
Elvis, bro, I'm telling you, he just got some type of charisma, it's something about him that just make you, like, it just make you want to groove. You know what I'm saying? And not only that, bro, whenever he talking to people, or whenever he interacting with people, it just make you want to smile. And he kind of said that, like he said, he touching you even in, even when you ain't right next to him. Like he really do have that kind of, I don't know what it is, man. I couldn't tell you. I don't know if it's the smile or I don't know.
Elvis had something that made him sound like he truly meant it. And that's what made a lot of people like myself like him.
I think Elvis had lots of soul. He appealed to black people. He definitely had to have soul in order to do that.
I think there's ever been an artist that when his name went on the marquee, they knew he was coming. People came from all over the world. I never heard of that.
Elvis did a lot of stuff that, rappers do these days.
He had the bling. You gotta have the bling when you're from Memphis.
He had the bling, he had a Cadillac, he had like a gangster in it.
He said he had a gangster.
As the snow flies on a cold and gray Chicago morning, a poor little baby child is born in the ghetto.
The song also resonates with people who've only met Elvis through his songs.
Elvis talking about the hood, they talking about where we come from.
Paul Beauregard and Jordan Houston are the Oscar-winning rap duo 3 6 Mafia.
Yo, also, if y'all would like to see me check out 3 6 Mafia, it's a lot of artists I ain't checked out, man. I don't know none of their songs either. Bro, what the hell? Yeah, I gotta get it together, man. I gotta get it together. Let me know if y'all want to hear me check them out too. But I didn't even think about that, bro. But when I was watching his songs and stuff, yes, he do be bling. He be having the rings and stuff. And, he be blinged out. He do be bling, but it's a different type. Like, he don't wear, like, you know how rappers nowadays wear the big chain, and then they may have like a design on their chest, you know what I'm saying? Like under, I don't know what the hell it's called, man. But you know what I'm talking about. But I like, he definitely does wear bling for sure. And he has like a style, like it's very unique. I always talk about like the sideburns. Nobody else was doing that, I feel like. Then he had the clothes with the flare stuff at the bottom, and like he was just doing stuff different. But I guess, if you want to say he kind of gave gangster vibes, I can kind of see with the bling maybe. And I didn't know he rode in the Cadillac too.
They grew up just 2 blocks from Graceland in one of Memphis's poorest neighborhoods.
I want a CD scratcher. My mom used to always listen to this song when I was young. He talked about, things that she went through. She had my mom had a bunch of kids, like 9 kids. You know what I'm saying? That's how you get somebody to listen to your song. You talk about what they know about and what they want to hear.
Right.
And she know about ghetto, because, she lived in ghetto.
In the ghetto.
That's it.
And his mama cries. But if there's one thing that she don't need, it's another hungry mouth to feed in the ghetto.
After we find the part on the record that we want to use, we sample it into the drum machine or the keyboard. That way we can loop it like.
My first line says, first I'm broke, so I hang out with the rat and roach. It's still broke, so I'm sleeping on apartment floors. So it's just like the struggle, what's going on in the hood. First I'm broke, so I hang out with the rat and roach. It's still broke, so I'm sleeping on apartment floors. And I was off beat, but it's all good, because it's on TV. Maybe do some edits, make me look cool, maybe put my name in the credits.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to check them out. I'm gonna have to check them out too, bro. Now that I think about it, I definitely should check them out. Cause I don't know a single member. I don't know none of their names. I don't know nothing, man. I'm realizing, bro, I gotta get hip on that. And I wonder, I'd like to hear how many songs have Elvis samples in them. You know what I'm saying? Especially like nowadays, like if people sample Elvis a lot. I'm curious about that too.
Look cool, maybe put my name in the credits.
Once we have all that ready, you know, we load it into the drum machine and then pay out.
So he starts to roam the streets at
he's sampling it right now.
He learns how to steal and he learns how to fight in the ghetto.
Survival is an everyday task. Watching your back for the man wearing the mask. I say you might get stuck if you in the hood looking like it came up. Yeah. We ride old school whips, high off the ground right beside a player hill. It ain't bad as it seems. We still stay fly, looking so clean.
First I'm broke, so I hang out with the riding roach. And still broke, cause I'm sleeping on apartment floors. The junkies get up, kick when they smoke a brick. I never seen a drug dealer ever call it quits. The hood struggle is to make you gotta get the change. See, every day is like a dark cloud.
I know, this beat is hard. The beat with the Elvis sample in the ghetto, that's hard, right? I ain't gonna lie, that shit is fire. Is this a legit song? Because I feel like this is a legit song. I mean, it said at the bottom, 3 6 Mafia in the ghetto, but damn, yeah, this was hard, bro. Now I kind of want to check this song out. This was hard, man.
I'm full of rain, the feds tapping for what's dangerous when you hood trapping. So don't get lost in the sauce slinging, cold crackling.
This beat is nasty.
So help your brother along the way, no matter where he starts. But the same God that made you made him too. These men with broken hearts.
During the 60s and early 70s, when tensions between blacks and whites were at an all-time high, Elvis demonstrated his desire for racial reconciliation in the musicians that he chose and the treatment they received.
That is so dope, man. So you really do have black women in the back of his performance.
Take the gig with Elvis, we had no idea that there would be any racial flack regarding it. Our first racial encounter was when we went to Texas. Elvis was told by his people that, well, you can leave the black girls home. You don't have to bring them. So Elvis wasn't going to do the Astrodome unless his girls could be with him. And he demanded that we be given the star treatment. We had to be in our convertible where everybody could see us. And our little blonde could drive us. And that was his statement.
That's, man, bro. Man, That's so dope, bro. That's so dope, man. The support that he showed, man, that's real shit, man. Seriously, bro. Like, he legit made... Some of these girls, man, he legit made some of their careers, man. Who knows where they'd be without Elvis? And I respect that, man. That's so dope, bro. I almost want to go show my damn parents, like, yo, why y'all ain't tell me about Elvis, bro? Like, this shit is crazy. I can't believe I didn't know any of this, man. This is awesome, bro. Like, man, bro, much respect to Elvis, man. Rest in peace. Much respect to him, seriously, bro.
You don't like it? Deal with it, or I'm not going to be there.
Right.
And I thought that was very big of him.
When I joined the group in 1972, they took a big chance because there were no blacks in contemporary or Southern gospel music, and I was the first one, and it made all the headlines and everything. It was in Billboard and all the newspapers in Tennessee. And my first time meeting Elvis was, he had a folder full of clippings of things that he had read about me. As a matter of fact, the Imperials brought me to his suite, and he gave me this folder with all the clippings, and he personally welcomed me into the family. And for a guy who, you know, didn't really know where he stood, this was very important, that he acknowledged my presence and, you know, made me feel very much a part of what we were all doing. And right away, he treated me like he'd known me for years. He gave me one of those TCB chains and everything, and I was just one of the guys, and I never forgot that.
And I've been around him with other people of color, and I've only seen him give love. He was very generous to people.
That's dope, man. And look, I feel like it's one of those situations. You know how sometimes, like, people pass away and then all of a sudden they want to keep saying all this nice stuff. You could tell people were feeling this nice stuff even when he was here. Like, I genuinely feel like he is just one of those people who just had a certain kind of personality about him and a certain kind of care about him that is admirable. Like, you can see that. I feel like you can see it in his music. You can see it in his performances. And now I can see it in the way that other people talk about him and the way people describe their experiences with him. That's dope, man. Like, that's respect. That's extremely admirable. The fact that he was not going to perform unless his girls could come with him, bro, is extremely respectable, bro. Like, seriously, and that's dope, man. I respect that, and I feel like part of those kinds of acts and things like that play a part in why we are here where we are today. You know what I'm saying? Because without people standing up for that, for us and doing that kind of stuff, the world wouldn't look like it does today, man.
People that he didn't even know. You didn't have to be of any racial persuasion for him to love you.
And you know how rumors get started when there's a big star or something. The people will start rumors. Well, he doesn't like this kind of people, or he doesn't like those people or that people. And I never got that from him.
But you know, Elvis is a whole nother thing. It's just, I think it's scary to even be compared to people in that, like, you know what I mean? Because he's such a big talent, and in his absence, of course he's bigger than in his presence. And music marks time, so in this time period, what Elvis was to his period would be something totally different. Well, I think rock and roll, I mean, what he brought to Vegas is more than rock and roll. I mean, I think there's so much going on out here on the entertainment front. Like right now, you'll see the likes of Celine Dion and Toni Braxton. It's a lot going out here. You know what I mean? As far as rock and roll is concerned, it's great. I mean, Elvis Presley was able to do things that haven't been able to be duplicated to this day.
Man, I can see that. I can see that for real. And I think Elvis and Michael Jackson on a level that, you know, that has not been seen in a very, very long time. I don't think we've seen anything like that since them, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like that's something very prevalent in music that you can see.
Black American music influenced Elvis. The fact that people say, well, he's the king of it all, king of rock and roll, is a slap in the face to those that made the music possible in the first place. Not to say he wasn't brilliant. I think he was a fantastic, talented singer.
I don't think he ripped them off. I think once something has been exposed, anyone can add or take from it if they like. He was just so great, so popular, so hot, so anything that he played, it became a hit. Yeah. To me, they didn't make a mistake when they called him the king.
The only thing I want to know, was he my friend? Did I enjoy him as a performer? Did he give the world of entertainment something? Yes, on all counts. And that's the name of that tune.
He was a bundle of energy set to music. And that echo will never die.
Real shit, man. Damn. Man. I enjoyed this, bro. I enjoyed this. I learned a lot, man. Whew. Alrighty. I don't know. Apparently there's a part 2 to this. If y'all want to see that, please let me know. But this was great, man. I learned a lot, man. And I want to thank Elvis, even though he ain't here, man. Rest in peace. I want to thank him, bro, because I just didn't know that, man. And I want to thank y'all as well for letting me know and open my eyes to something like that, man. Thank y'all, man. I appreciate y'all. If you guys did enjoy the video, please like the video and subscribe. I love y'all. Peace out.